Hello and welcome to an extra bonus episode of Tender Loving Care. Kate, we have a very, very special guest on the show today.
We do. This is only our second guest ever?
I was going to say we've only had one guest before, and that was the wonderful Corey Phelps from Too large. That's what it was. And he was fantastic. But Kate and I were like, you know what? We want guests. We want to chit chat. And as Kate just said, we just want to be gals gabbing. We just want to chit chat. So we came across brilliant Instagram account that chronicles one of the most dysfunctional families on reality television, which for us is dream, amazing. Cody Brown and his now one wife, Sister Wives. And we like fell in love with the content. We started chit-chatting with the creator and we were like, hey, any chance that you think you'd want to come on the potty? And she very, very kindly said, absolutely, let's get gabbing. So please welcome to the show, content creator extraordinaire, Kelly of Sister Wives, the Unraveling. Hello, Kelly.
Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
it's so great to talk about stuff like this because otherwise I would be driving my husband crazy.
Look, there is so much to talk about with this. So first of all, thank you so much. Honestly, it's really great to have you on here. And I know like your account is blowing up. So thank you for coming on here. I know it's a little bit later where you are. So we're in 3 different time zones right now, aren't we?
Crazy, right?
We're sprinkled across the US. Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
I love that.
I know. Thanks so much for being here. And also we have to mention that you posted you highlighted this reel that we had made in this podcast that we've recorded about Sister Wives.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we had some of your lovely internet friends coming our way. And it's just been so fun to like connect online and just talk about all of this crazy stuff.
It's a place to go to.
Yeah.
It is. And the community, it's so crazy how big it is. Because, you'll post one thing that may lay dormant for a little while and then it gets picked up. Like, I think we had put out our thing about the very big intel that we had about Mr. Cody Brown. And we'd put that out maybe it was a week or less than a week. And we'd got some people listening, downloading, stuff like that. But then you posted it and all your amazing followers. So if you're listening and you follow Kelly on Sister Wives, The Unraveling, thank you so much for joining us and listening to the breaking news that we did. But it was crazy. It was just like so much support. All these people are so awesome and fascinated with these bunch of morons.
Thank you. That's true.
It's including us. We sit here
exactly.
We've recorded a couple different podcasts recapping like sections of the show because there's been a million seasons now. And so we have just sat here and gone on and on about him and his eccentricities.
Oh, that is very kind.
That's a very kind way to
say
it.
That is kind.
Yeah. It's kind. So I was wondering is like, how long have you had your account and like, how did you get into this world and like creating content about the Sister Wives?
Well, it's very interesting. I started social media a couple years ago because on Facebook, you can do groups and people start pages. Well, I was booted out of one because I was too overzealous.
What?
Drama.
Yeah, I guess if that's the correct word to use, but I wasn't even doing anything wrong. I was just sharing outside stuff.
Yeah.
But I was so excited and they finally booted me. I said, forget that.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing my own social media stuff. And
there you go.
So from there, I did not start the Sister Wives page, the Instagram, until, let's see, last fall.
Oh
That's
my,
brand new.
that is insane. Kelly, you have built up an insane bunch of insane amount, not insane followers, an insane amount of followers since last fall. That is so cool.
TikTok I started 12 days ago, I think, for Sister Wives.
Jeez, people are loving the Sister Wives. I mean, look, I have my reasons for liking it, and sometimes when I'm watching it, now we're going on to, they're filming the 18th season right now. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I sit, and sometimes when we had to review it for our podcast, I sat and I thought, I can't stop watching it, but I have no idea why I'm watching this. It's this constant dichotomy of, I hate you, can't stop watching it though. And these episodes, by the way, are like 49 minutes long or something. It's insane. What is it that drew you to Sister Wives? And did you start watching it like at the very, very beginning?
Yeah, actually, I've always liked alternative and different cultural lifestyles. And so that really drew me in initially. I loved it. What drew me in, and let's see, I got kind of tired of John and Kate. So I stopped like 2009, right? I think that's when they ended their divorce.
Oh,
or
right.
They still ended their divorce. And then I had zero interest in watching just Kate. So then fast forward a year later, Sister Wives came out.
Oh, what a dream.
I'm like, I'm done. I'm in. So then my mom and I watch it. When I fly home to Michigan, we watch it together. She knows a lot more about stuff than I do sometimes. So she watches the TLC, what is it, 90 Day Fiance?
Oh,
she watches all of them.
Oh,
you know,
so do we.
We need to get your mum. We need to get your mum on here. I'm telling you.
She is, her opinion sometimes, I like it because it's different than mine.
Good.
And I'm like, wait, hold on. And then she'll explain it. And I'm like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I also, it's kind of like watching is like a train wreck.
Oh, yeah. Right? Oh, yeah.
Because I had questions. I'm like, how does this work? It's hard enough with one spouse. How can you do, 4? You had 3 and then the 4. And my burning question is, did Cody sneak around on the other wives? Because think about it. It could have been like, hey, Mary, I need to go get some lemons, right?
Oh, I know. For his lemon water, because he has to have his lemon water. Exactly. I didn't realize that. So his lemon water, correct me if I'm wrong, because Kelly, you really are like the Sister Wives historian. I read, it may have even been on your page, but his drink, because obviously I love the minutiae and I love watching details and background stuff, right? And every time he's at a goddamn meal, he has that goddamn glass of water because there's no alcohol. And it's water and just a ton of carcasses of lemons. But apparently it's not just lemon water. He puts like artificial sweetener in there. Did you know that?
Yes. And that's why I said lemons, because he could just sneak off in the night, pretend like he's getting lemons, but really go over to Robin's house.
Hey, listen.
And be like, oh, I couldn't find any lemons 3 hours later,
Hey, Kelly, guess what? I have a question for you.
Yes.
What does the nanny do? What
does the nanny do? And where was the nanny when Christine was taking care of the children, basically, right? When everybody else was working. Is that right?
Listen, Kate, if we go off, because just for listeners, Kate and I have both watched Sister Wives as we're forced to watch it by the Wheel of Shame on our podcast. But we watched like season 1 to 4 and then season like 5 to 8 or something. So there's still a lot that we have to review for our regular podcast that comes out on a Wednesday. But I know, Kate, there's some things that you may not, like Kelly and I may be mentioning some things that you may not get. So feel free to raise a hand. Feel free.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, right now what I'm thinking is how often we just wonder like what he does all day and what where is he getting money besides from the show? Like he's so busy working, just running around like a maniac. Does he see the kid? Like, that was our question.
No.
Like, how does he see all the kids ever? Like, where is he? Yeah.
Right.
So many questions.
He is driving around in that convertible car with those locks flowing in that breeze, with that weird like visor that he wears that like shows his bald patch. He's so ridiculous, and he is constantly gone. And that wasn't it this season, Kelly, or maybe it was season 16, where Christine, I think, when she did ask the question, what does a nanny do, but she's like, but where is he all day? And Janelle's, and then they cut to Janelle, and Janelle's like, well, you know, he comes home about 6 o'clock and I don't know where he is in the day. Robin, yeah, he's gone most of the day, I don't really know what he does. And then Mary's just like, I just want to see him, I just want him to acknowledge my existence, please. It's so bad. It's so. What does he do? Do you know?
What does he? No, I heard that he, and I'm sure you've heard this, that he does guns.
Yes.
At the expos, because people have shown or posted pictures that they have seen him there.
I wonder, because
but he never talks about it. He never mentions it.
Because he knows he is all about this money. I mean, he gets, I think, what is it per show? Is it 50,000 an episode? I think that's what I read. It was 50,000 an episode and that's supposed to be split with the wives, I believe. I don't know what the kids' contracts are. I don't know any, but Kate and I love getting into the money. Do you know anything about how much money he gets, Kelly, for any of this?
I really feel like they used to get more. I'm not sure. And then I don't know if it changed, and then they had to all split a smaller amount. Something, I can't pull it out right now. But.
Because I know recently we've been having all the older kids have been doing these like exposés. They've been pissed off. So we have like these Instagram lives. And listen, I don't know all the names. I just know there's a McKelty, I don't know all of them. But there's a lot of them going on. And they've got, and that Payden, which is one of the oldest boys, is just like, we didn't see any of the money. I know I read that. He's like, we were never paid to be on the show.
Oh, yeah.
So but I don't understand. You can't, I guess you can sign releases for kids to be on shows, but they don't necessarily, I don't know. There's something called a Coogan account. And if you're a child actor, the money has to be by law put into a Coogan account until they reach maturity of 18. But I bet they don't have that for reality TV, because reality TV is so lawless. It's just complete. I bet they don't have that.
Yeah.
And Robin probably needed the money. So
she needs the house. She needs the house.
They have to pay the nanny somehow, you know. So.
What does the nanny do? Oh, Christine. I've seen Christine recently, and she is looking. They're so happy. All these wives have left him.
It's amazing.
So happy.
He is just looks so good. Janelle too.
Did you see this coming? All of this drama in the past couple seasons, like, I feel like. When we were talking about it, when we were covering it, Pauline, you were like, no, like, they're never going to leave. I feel like you were saying that to me, like, they'll never leave. Cause I'm like, oh, they just all need to have their like eat, pray, love, you know, get their mojo back and leave. And she's like, no, they won't leave. And then now they're all leaving. It's like, oh my gosh. So did you see this coming, or were you kind of like, no, they're going to be there forever?
When I first started watching, if you had asked me back then, I would have said no way. But fast forward, we've all kind of watched it fall apart. So to me, it was more a matter of when. But what really, really shocked me was Cody's behavior. The things that he said that were so hurtful. I mean, Gabe's face still haunts me.
Don't. That scene when he's on that couch doing his confessional, and he's like, my dad called me to basically gloat that he got COVID. Cody was so happy that he got COVID that he could tell everyone, see how bad it is. I'm really ill. So he calls his son who had COVID and is like, so I just want to tell you like how bad it is, and this is awful. And, you know, I feel really, okay, bye, see you later, hangs up. And it was his birthday, and he never wished him happy birthday. And that boy sat and cried on that sofa on national television. Oh,
well, to be fair, he has a lot of birthdays to remember.
You know, that is true. But as a mom of 3 kids,
I'm just kidding.
You know what we listened to, and I sent this to Kate actually before we recorded with you, because I was like, Kate, if you need some background knowledge, we have Kelly, who is historian, just giving you the title of Sister Wives historian, another devotee to Cody and his hair and the wives and the show is June Diane Raphael, and she was on the podcast Bitch Sesh, which is Kate and I's like fave, with June Casey Rose Wilson, and Elizabeth, is it Elizabeth Lame? Is that her name? Elizabeth? Yeah. So they discussed, they're obsessed with Sister Wives, watched it from the beginning, and they were talking about it. And they were saying, so I said to Kate, listen to this, because they kind of go over everything with him. And they were talking about, they said something that was so poignant to me. They were like, not only, it's not so much that Cody is a terrible husband, it's that he's an awful father. He's terrible. He has the mindset of, they turn 18 and I'm done. See you later, bye.
Except for Robin's kids.
Except for Robin's kids.
Terrible. Yeah, I think COVID really probably quickened this demise of the marriage.
Oh my
God. Exposed all the cracks.
It exposed all the cracks with a lot of relationships of everyone.
Yeah,
including
I think so
them.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and do you think that his hair got worse with the decline of the relationship?
Polly's favorite topic.
I have been obsessed with this man's hair since the first second my eyes laid onto. I couldn't. My brain and my body was trying to understand what I'm looking at all times. And it's, in the words once again of June Diane Raphael, she says it's like he's got too much of it, but not enough. Like,
oh, that's perfect. That is so good.
None of it makes sense. It's so, and the one thing that got me, and this was an episode that Kate and I covered. Do you remember back in the day? Oh, this is so sad. This was pre-catfishing incident with Mary, and Mary and him were going on a date, which hasn't happened in about 15 years, but they were going on a date. Right. And she goes, oh, I love, it was some country singer or something, so she straightened his hair. Do you remember when the sight of him when she straightened his hair? Oh my God. He loves his hair. He loves his hair more than he loves his kids. I mean, that's except for Robin's kids. But
right. Yes, true. And the nanny, maybe. Oh, why would I say that? Wait a minute.
Things are falling into place.
Now I see how you got kicked out of that group.
Yeah, exactly.
Oops.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, so what do you think? Because with him, the theory is, I mean, COVID-19, which he always says, which kind of makes me laugh. He never says COVID, it's full on COVID-19. Every sentence he starts COVID-19, destroyed him. I mean, that fully like destroyed him. It destroyed his marriages and it destroyed his mental health. He's the season 16 and 17. He's a maniac. All he's doing is going to that barren wasteland, the barren graveyard, because they're all going to end up being buried in there. That's all it's going to be. There's never going to be a house on that property. They're all just going to be thrown into a pit. They're all going to be buried there. And he would just run away there. And all I ever saw him do for like 2 seasons was just hack away at logs. He's not well. Like, it was very Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Like, he's not a well man. What, I mean, do you think, Kelly, that now three wives, R.I.P., have gone, and he's just with Robin, do you think he's going to go, you know what, monogamy, actually, I think this does work. I'm sick of all the stress. I'm sick of everything. I'm just going to live in this massive house with her, get rid of Coyote Pass. I mean, what is going to happen to Coyote Pass and him?
You know, it's interesting because I think if they didn't have the spiritual part, then if he didn't have that part, I think it would be a slam dunk. I think he loves Robin. I think he's only loved Robin. But I think that they get the reward, or not sure what. I don't want to miss.
Well, that's a really good point you bring up, because I get frustrated with the lack of, there's no talk about the church or their spirituality anymore. And like yourself, I was drawn to it because I loved Big Love. If you ever watched Big Love on HBO, it was so good.
Yes.
And I loved watching, documentaries about different religions and offshoots of religions and different, practices. It's fascinating, right?
Yes.
So that's why I kind of watched it. And they did speak about it, but they haven't mentioned religion or what they practice, what they don't practice in so long. And I don't know what happened to that.
Right. Back when they were in Utah, I feel like they talked about it a lot. You're right.
They don't talk about it anymore. The only mention of it recently has been like, well, I think it was Mary or someone said, Christine, when it was just Christine leaving, Christine will technically only be divorced when she has sex with another man. Okay. All right, we're going to go with that one. And it's this, and it's all been very vague. And I think it's the reason he doesn't mention it too much, the intricacies of it, is like why he doesn't mention that he's selling guns, is because he knows full well what side his bread is buttered with TLC. He needs that TLC money, and he's going to alienate way too many people. But I want to hear about the religion. I want to hear about, like, they used to have Sunday service. What happened to that?
They used to have a lot more family dinners and movies outside. Do you remember that? Like
I remember the good old days
so much. Yes, those were the good old days. And I don't know. It's just,
it's sad. I mean, when we were reviewing season 1 to 4, and I had watched it, like I say, years ago, but this was only last year when Kate and I were going back, and we sat and watched season 1 through 4 for like in a week. We had to watch it all to review, right? And we started to record the poddy, and I was like, Kate, I've decided I fully believe in polygamy and I want to be a sister wife. Like, I'm so easily influenced by it, because you watch it and you're like, you know what? So much of it does make sense. Like, you've got sisters that are like your supposedly supposed to be like your best friends, and you've got each other and solidarity, and if there's kids, well, there's always a ton of kids, but you help out, and there's tons of but now we know 17 years later or whatever it is, it's all just a fucking facade. It's just
I'm with you though.
Yeah, I know.
I felt the same way.
Yep.
They made it look amazing. And did you know their friends that their polygamy friends that had the twin wives?
Yes.
And Big Love is based on them, I believe.
No.
We'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Well, that's so interesting that you said that, because when we started watching this, there was scenes when he was driving in that, he loves his convertible sedans, but when he was driving in that convertible and he had like the clip-on cell phone on his belt, and he went in, this is early season 1, and he goes and he kisses Janelle, kisses Mary, kisses Christine. And I would say to Kate, I was like, that is a scene straight out of Big Love. So I had to look at the dates and be like, did he come before Big Love, or is he copying Big Love? Or because they studied these people.
They studied their friends, because it was their friends that it was based on. Yeah. Do you remember him? I mean, he married the 2 wives and then went on later and married.
Yeah.
They showed that. I just rewatched that episode.
And is this the friends where they like stop at their house, and the guy, I know they like early seasons, they show some family that is also.
They went on vacation with them. They went on a big vacation with them.
Okay. Yep. I remember now.
Not to get dark, but.
Let's get dark.
Let's get dark. There, and I'm sure you covered this, Kelly, I'm sure you did. But there were photos that came out recently of a woman that had bruises all on her chest up here. That was like police photos from domestic abuse from her husband. And is this the husband that we're talking about of this family? Because they said the connection was Cody Brown supported the husband and it was a polygamist family. Is this making any sense, what I'm saying?
Yes, I do, but I wonder. That I honestly do not know.
I don't know who that woman Yeah, I'm not sure who the woman was, but it was a photo of it. And then somebody under, you know who it was, Kelly? It was that website. It was the other Instagram page that I can't make heads nor tails of about, and it's without a crystal ball. Is that the right title?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the one. Yes, without a crystal ball.
They posted it. And they said this woman was one of those families, the polygamists that the Browns are friends with. There's 2 polygamous families, I believe, that we've seen that they're friends with. They're all interchangeable.
Sure.
I don't know. But there was something about that. And then she was like laying into Cody Brown about it. And I was like, I'm not going to touch any of that because I don't really know who any of these people are. But, you know, talking about Instagram, what I realize is that, you know, Christine is free, Mary free, Janelle free. And so I'm on their Instagram a lot. They're on Instagram a lot, looking great, looking fresh, losing weight, looking 15 years younger, stress-free, just so happy. And but Cody has like 0 on his Instagram. He never posts anything, and neither does Robin.
I think Christine has 1 million followers now. And Cody doesn't have a lot.
Good.
Yeah. He deserves.
She looks so good.
She deserves every single one of those 1 million followers for what she.
And now she's dating. I mean,
I hope that Christine is just getting dicked down.
Yes.
The best she's ever had. Well,
you know,
there's probably a lot of guys out there going, I'd hit that.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, Kate and I were recording yesterday for the podcast, and we said something. I don't know if we recorded this, Kate, or it was just me talking at you about Sister Wives, as I do sometimes. But I couldn't help but wonder I didn't mean that to be a sexist. I couldn't help but wonder, what does Cody look like naked? I'm just going to leave it there. But I have a fascination with knowing what he looks like naked. And it's not a sexual thing, because trust me, I don't like Mr. Ringlets in that way. Actually, I don't like him at all because he's a horrific human being. But
are you telling me this? I have nightmares before bedtime.
I just want to know. I just really want to know. I really, because he's, you know, he loves working out. Do you remember that scene recently where he like lists all his muscles? He's like, my pecs hurt and my glutes hurt and my trunk. He loves.
It's all about himself.
Oh, he loves working out. He loves it.
He's so much about himself that for him to have one wife doesn't make sense.
I know.
That's why he needs so many people to give him attention.
Flatter his ego, and
it's so true. I mean, what do you? I mean, I kind of touched on this, but with Coyote Pass, what do you know? How much I want to see Coyote Pass with my own eyes? It looks monstrous.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah, we'll take a pilgrimage to
it will be a pilgrimage, Kate. It will be a pilgrimage. We have to rent a convertible sedan, obviously.
Right.
Okay,
but no nachos, no ramen, and no noodles.
Exactly.
No noodles. What was the other? Nachos, lemons, and
what else? Ramen.
We're not eating those. He's wrecked that for me.
I know, seriously. I mean, what I'm so confused about is when they all packed up and moved from Vegas, which was just hellscape, Vegas to where this is Arizona, Coyote Pass, Arizona. Their plan was they purchased the property. The discussions about the plots and the bound. I mean, I could go on for hours about it, but they all kept fighting. Mary doesn't want to be in the trees. Janelle doesn't want to have the pond. I mean, it was just brilliant. But they spoke about this for so long, right? But they sat on it and have done zero with it for years. And then when Christine is like, you know, or Janelle was like, I'm going to get a trailer. This was her thinking. So little had been done. Janelle was like, I'm going to get a trailer to live in just this barren land on my own. With her daughter, in a caravan, in a trailer, where they have to go and haul their own water every other day to then wait to build not her house, a casita to stay in, to then build another house.
It's
kookadoo. It doesn't make any. Why are they not building on there?
I have a lot of questions about
money.
That's true. They want to get it paid off.
They keep saying about getting they can't. That's it. They can't get permits until they pay it off. I believe. But
Janelle's smart. She's always been.
I know.
Very practical. I've never seen her cry. I don't think.
Oh, she did. You know, when she cried, we saw her cry when Christine said goodbye to the family.
That's right. But all those seasons, I feel like she was just very.
I know.
Even keeled. Like she has a good head on her shoulders. Not that the other ones don't, but.
Oh, she was always in the finances though, Janelle, because Janelle was working. You know, when I go back as well, there are so many things I want to pick your brain about. I mean, Kelly, we could go on for hours.
Do.
I hey, I'm not sure if you've seen this. So with all these older kids giving these kind of expose stuff and things like that recently, what came about was the level of poverty that they lived in, that when they were growing up, because the first wife was Mary. Yes. Mary. And by the way, haven't even touched on the fact that Janelle, before she married Cody, was married to Mary's brother, divorced him, then married her ex-sister-in-law's new husband. Just want to put that out there.
Wait a minute. I have a question.
What?
Can I interrupt a minute?
Go, please.
I just thought of something. Now, Cody's cousins with Robin's husband. Yes?
Sorry, what?
You know how Cody and Robin's husband.
What?
Ex-husband are cousins.
I have never, ever heard that.
They look alike.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And you know what? Do you think if they're cousins, he would have had to have known about Robin? Right? I just thought of that.
Hang on. What? Okay, here's the thing though. I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate. Obviously, your word is God when it comes to sister wives. I believe everything, without doubt, without question.
Hey, I just started a rumor, so no.
But Cody is I'm sure he's one of like 28. So I wonder if it was like and all of his family would be. I wonder if it's like, is it a second cousin? Is it a first cousin that you even knew growing up? Or is it?
They look alike. He's a Jessup, right? So yeah.
I had never heard that. You just taught me. I had no clue, because I did always wonder in that season whether it was first or second that we meet Robin. When he was going to drive like 5 hours to go and see her, and the wives were like, we have kids to look after. And he's like, it's all right, I'll be back. And he gets in that car and just drives
that convertible.
that goddamn convertible. And he drives 5 hours to go on a date with Robin. And these three wives are at home cleaning diapers, they're feeding kids and working. They're all working, by the way, as well. Least we forget. But I didn't know how he ever met Robin. So that's a good point. You're bringing up the cousin. I had no idea how he ever met Robin and if it was ever discussed.
It has been discussed. I'm trying to remember exactly how they met.
Yeah, like I can't see him going on a website. I can't see him.
No, I don't know if it was a family function, but I know that
that rings a bell.
Was it?
That rings a bell.
Mary hit it off with her, I think.
Yes. Oh, Mary.
Poor Mary. Well, you know what? I just realized, because I'm rereading the book, and I did.
Oh, the book. Oh my God.
What is that like? We need a book club. My mom, I literally sent it to her, and we're gonna read it together because I'm gonna reread it. And I'm like, Mom, I need your opinion. But I'm like, we need a book club.
Yeah.
But in the book, I didn't realize that Christine was in a picture, sort of, before Janelle.
Hang on, because the order of the wives are Mary, Janelle, Christine, Robin.
Yes. And
So
I just read that.
But how was she in the picture?
I don't know if it was like family friends or gatherings or like a type youth group type thing. I can't remember exactly how it was, but she liked Cody from back then.
Oh,
Cordy and Mary were supposedly dating a girl that was younger girl then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to get married. The wedding was called off. Christine was happy. She's like, yay. And then Cody talked to her and he's like, or somebody told him that they married Janelle all of a sudden. So Christine was blindsided by that. But
you are just throwing bombs at me. You are dropping all these bombs because I didn't know any of this. I must read the book. What am I doing with my life that I have not read the book?
It's good. And it's from way back. So
because hang on, something else, so many things you brought up there because I'd forgotten as well. Let's not forget this fuck up as well. It's that Cody's dad married Janelle's
mom. Right.
Oh,
how does that work?
God.
And wasn't it confusing?
I'm remembering back when we recorded that too, Pauline. It was like he married Mary, and then wasn't she pregnant? And then he like got married to Janelle while she was pregnant, and it was just like
that's true. One of them was. I think you're right. Mary was pregnant when he married Janelle. I swear that was true.
Or they were trying to get pregnant, and then he married Janelle.
I don't think there were any kids yet.
Oh yeah, married Janelle, and then she got pregnant before. I don't know.
That's been a bone of contention right there.
Yes,
Mary, and I feel my heart breaks for her and anybody else.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah. It's I mean the whole incestuous I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight thinking about Robin's ex-husband and the cousin. I did not know that was his cousin. I did not know that was his cousin. But when he talking about his behavior, right? I wanted to go back to the poverty thing as well, just from what Payden was saying, that I want us to remember as well that Christine, because she was so quite rightly pissed off and holding nothing back in these last 2 seasons. So it was great. These were the best seasons that there have ever been of Sister Wives because she didn't give up. She was going for it. And she said that, remember that she looked after all these kids because Janelle was like, I'm going to work, which was great. She wanted to work. So they had to bring in money. I mean, look at, all these kids. So she would go to work all day. I remember her schedule. She said she'd get up at like 5, leave at 6 and like get home at 7 or something. I mean, she worked her ass off, right? Then Christine was saying in one of these last seasons that she looked after all these kids all day. She goes, then I'd leave them because I had a job. So then I'd go and work overnight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
And what was Cody doing?
What was Cody doing? Unclear. Looking for a new wife. Unclear. You forget those bits of how hard those women work. Not just, it wasn't a situation where like, it's kind of like in Big Love, right? Where you see Bill goes out and does all the work and he's the entrepreneur and earns all this money and the women generally stay at home and that was their job to look after the kids and it's about the women's frustration of wanting to go for work. No. Cody was like, hey gals, this is what we're going to do. Going to marry all of you and then eventually another one that doesn't have to work, but you all have to work to contribute to the pot and I'll see the kids when I want to and you have to look after all the kids as well. It's crazy.
There are so many layers of resentment that have just piled on top of each other over the years, but they just couldn't express it, I feel, because of, this sort of like patriarchal religious lifestyle they're in. It was kind of like, it would have been inappropriate probably to point this out and have this big issue with it. And so finally, it's like COVID hit and they were like, fuck it.
Yeah, they were. And I think, they were saying that, I don't know how many kids were born at this point. I think Mary had her child. Janelle had like 1 or 2, because Janelle had 6. Mary had 1. Robin has 5. Christine had 6, right? So Janelle had a couple of kids. And they were all living in like a very small apartment, and they were eating, they said, one of the kids was saying, we were eating like stale, expired bread. We had no money. Really like poverty stricken. And then they just kept on he kept on marrying and having more and more kids. And their finances are something that Kate and I want to forensically examine. I'm fascinated by their finances. And Kelly, I'm not sure if you dive into it too much, but without the other Sister Wives Instagram page and a lot of the others, they love to expose all this. Cody has like mortgages here, mortgages there, bankruptcies here, bankruptcies in her name, bankruptcies. It's so complicated. I can't make head nor tail of it.
It's crazy.
It really
I just want to die. I'd love to just get into all that. That fascinates me, because I know all the women bringing in the money. I don't.
Biggest shock to me is that Sister Wives Closet didn't dig them out of all of this, because that's some good stuff.
What about that necklace that looks like a maxi pad?
I can't. That was a bestseller. Out of all 4 necklaces that they sold in the entirety of that shop, that was a bestseller.
Was it Christine that did not like hers at all?
Oh my God. It was. Do you remember those? Those were classic scenes as well, when Robin's like, I really want to start this business. And she's like drawing, and I can't draw for shit. And it was like me drawing, but it was like on lined pieces of paper. And she's like drawing these outlines. She's like, I think this would be a really good necklace. And Janelle's like, this is a bunch of shit. No one's going to buy it. I don't want to be involved in it. And Robin's like, oh, but please.
Right. I need you. Like when Mary wanted to go back to school, and Robin's like, but I need you. Pretty much. Robin crying.
Just sobbing Robin. You know what I would give anything to see? Anything. And if there were not cameras rolling, it's a mess. I honestly think when we get our good TLC and Bravo stars, we need to have cameras running 24 hours. I just want cameras switch in, off. I want cameras constantly on these people. But what I would give to have seen Robin and Cody's reaction when Christine left. We know he split up with Janelle and he discussed it on the one-on-one, but when Mary left, can you? What? And then she's off at that Airbnb with her life partner, that woman that's like her best friend, and it's just those two. They just left in Arizona. Oh, love to have seen their reactions.
Because he's like, that's it, I'm done.
He's done. Well, is he done?
The money is done for him. Done.
Oh, he's terrified of that. So. But what we did, the reason we all 3 gals are here gabbing, is because of what we discovered. And as you guys know that's listening, if you haven't already, go back into our podcast and feed. Thank you. I can never remember that name. Our podcast feed, that word, into our feed. And we had a revelation, a rumor that was substantiated by a producer that was told to us that we revealed. And that's when Kelly picked it up and so kindly posted it on Sister Wives Unraveling. But it was that season 18, if you haven't heard it, go back and listen to it. But we met with the producer and he revealed so kindly that season 18 is filming. And what he described to us is that dickhead, Cody and Robin, have been courting a new lady. And as the producer said, is very young. That's the way he phrased it to me. Very young. He didn't specify where, and obviously we're keeping him completely anon. But she was from a South American country. and they're filming season 18. They film her flying to Mexico and Cody and Robin flying down to Mexico to meet her. And he is just so enthusiastic about it all. And the girl is like, absolutely fucking not, and just bails and doesn't want anything to do with Cody, doesn't want anything to do with Robin. And he is so destroyed. If COVID-19 didn't mess him up enough, this rejection of another woman is going to destroy him. I mean, it's going to destroy him.
I agree.
Oh,
God.
and I just want the cameras rolling. And the producer told us exclusively that he's fighting for that not to air. And the producer said, I don't want, I know that it wants to be shown. It has to be shown. The fans would love it. I was like, yeah, we would.
You think, yeah.
But he was humiliated and very angry, very angry. I mean, his anger levels, Kelly, what has he become in these interviews?
The kidney. Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. I get so passionate. I'm so sorry.
It's like a knife in my kidney.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The quotes from these past 2 seasons when he just casually goes, polygamy isn't all beer and Skittles. I lost my shit on that. I lost my shit when he was talking about his son that was going to visit his girlfriend. And Cody was like, just because he wants to get his pencil wet. Who
says that?
Disgusting.
I know. Who says that? There's been so much weird stuff.
Oh my God, it's so amazing. Listen, we could keep you all the live long day and all the live long night. I want to ask you, what would you say is one of your best moments? And it can be a best moment, something that made you laugh, that you'd like to take the mick out of, or something that you actually thought was really nice, or something that you thought was really terrible but great TV. What do you think of all these 17 seasons is a really like a high point for you?
There are a lot.
Or a couple, yeah.
You know what? The bad outweigh the good. And I struggle with that. So by going back and rereading the book, I want to try to find some and try and remember some of the positive things that happened. Because everything I have is negative.
You are such a good person. You actually have like light and bright, positive things to say on your Instagram, whereas Kate and I have a podcast on our Instagram that's just full of take the piss out of these people. So you are a saint, and Kate and I are just the opposite of that.
No, I love it. But my big one moment that really stands out for me is Christine, the knife in the kidney episode.
Oh,
when she told that's when she told the wives, right?
Yes.
I was like wanted to jump up and scream. I'm so like, you go, girl, because
I know
she was calm.
She was
done.
She was done. She was done for a long time. And when that piece of shit told her in that first episode, when they're with that bookshelf, and he says to her, or he said it in, I guess he said it in a confessional, but in that episode, he's like, I was never attracted to her. I wasn't even attracted to her on our wedding day. I mean,
right? Who says that? Again, who says that?
Who says that?
Cody Brown. There's a hashtag. Okay, this is so bad, but there's a hashtag on TikTok. Have you seen it?
What is that?
Brown one? It's hashtag Cody Brown, and then there's like the vomit.
Oh, I did see that when I was posting something. Yeah. Yep.
I may or may not have used that like every post, but
oh my God. There is just so many. Knife in the kidney was great. The explosion, and that Christine is so calm. She is ice cold. And when what she messed up on though is that listen, Christine is no innocent either. I think Christine's got a side to her. I think she made it a living hell for Robin. I really think she did. Because when we first met her, do you remember when she said, I always wanted to be a sister wife, but I always wanted to be the thd because I was the most special. Yeah, because it was the most special.
She said that. So why would she want to be number 4?
Exactly. But no, when she was telling them, telling wives and having a discussion with Cody, she could not control her smile. She was smiling, beaming, actually, should I say, beaming the entire time. She'd say things like, so I'm leaving you all, and it's a really, really hard decision. And she just had this like massive smile on her face the entire time.
She did.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It really is.
I just misspoke myself there, so I'll just say edit.
Okay, no worries.
Because I said the fourth wife. I said, why would she want to be the fourth wife? She would want to be the fourth wife. She would absolutely, 100%.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Totally. All right. I think that you know how they say, okay, you just got done saying I'm just nice, but I have this thought that Robin and Cody are starting to look more alike because their hair.
Oh,
they say couples and
good
pet
point.
Yep.
owners and their pets, and then not that they're dogs.
Good point. I mean,
they both have ringlets now.
That curling iron. Oh, she needs to stop right now. I mean, look, you said something. I'm going to take it a little bit further. I think the look that Robin is sporting these days is of a woman that's deeply unhappy and has just been broken down by life.
No, I feel bad.
See, you don't ever need to feel bad because Kate and I will go to that lower level. We will go to the lower level. I just don't understand what's happened to her. She looks like a shadow of herself from when she first met him.
Pauline, it's like
miserable.
It's like we say, like with Ed and Liz on 90 Day, it's like, we're not saying like, oh, she's ugly or she looks bad. It's just like, the life has been just like drained from their face a little bit. It's just like it's world weary look about them.
And the eyebrows, Robin, for the love of God, fix your eyebrows and fix your life. That's all I'm going to say about Robin.
She's beautiful. I mean, in the beginning when it started, like
I know. And he ruined her. He is all his fault. He has just ruined her. He totally has.
To bring it back to the bombshell thing. I really want to know how old she is. Because if she's really young, he wants more kids. I think that's what makes him feel young.
You know what? That is classic. Classic with these men. As soon as they break up with their wives, even though they've had a family, and he has 18 kids, by the way, they want to feel young. They want to feel virile. So they'll get a woman and get her pregnant straight away because they're like, look, I'm still a man. But all the producers said, and like I say, we can't say too much to identify him, but he emphasized the very in young a lot. So what I took from it, I would not be surprised if it was mid to late 20s. And I'm just going to leave that there.
Okay. Funny you should say that because I'm going to bring it all the way back to the book.
Yeah.
In the book, do you remember how I mentioned that they were dating somebody else before they married Janelle and Robin?
Yeah.
In Janelle, Robin, and Christine. Yeah. So it was just Mary and Cody. And they were dating a girl who they were waiting. Now the book says this. They were waiting for her to turn 18.
No. No.
She was 17. In the book. I mean, it's straight out of the book. I reread that tonight and I'm like, wait, what? What? I mean, granted, Cody was probably 24, 25, but I still was like,
Okay, I have to get that book. What is the book called? I bet it has some terrible title. What is it called?
Now you've got me.
Let me see if I can Google. Let me Google.
Yeah. No, you know what? Google his cousin.
Oh, trust me. I know what I'm doing for the rest of the evening. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be working. I'm supposed to be getting stuff done. I have a lot to research. And you know what? I'm going to pop on Sister Wives as well. I'm going to pop it on background, watch, rewatch. It's amazing. Kelly, you have been a dream come true. An absolute dream. You have given us so much. I don't know how we can repay you. The information and goss that you have spilled. I honestly could talk to you for hours. Before we go, I want you to do like a big plug, because you really are like on it with all your social media. So please go ahead, tell everyone listening that may not already be following you where they can follow you and things like that.
Instagram for now. Not for now, but Instagram, TikTok. So it's Sister Wives, The Unraveling.
It's The Unraveling. That's really important. Sorry. Sister Wives, The Unraveling. Yeah.
Which is because it's all falling apart, right? So
Perfect.
But if you want to know a secret,
always,
I have another page that I have not revealed myself on yet, and that is Bachelor Dishes the Dirt. And I've been doing that one for a couple years anonymous, but
a couple of years.
Right.
Hang on. Repeat it again. So this is obviously, because I didn't know if you were going to say something like Sister Wives related. I was like, you're doing two of them. So this is full breaking news. I mean, this is full breaking news. Repeat again. What is the Instagram called?
Bachelor Dishes the Dirt.
That's like one of the top Bachelor Instagrams.
I've been having so much fun with it.
Oh my God! Yeah. Congratulations! This is insane. This isn't so what. So that is like I know a little bit about the Bachelor world, but I know that the fandom is insane, and that's like one of the top Instagram pages, and it's run by you.
Yes, and we're on Twitter, which a little bit here and there, but our main one is Instagram.
That is. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I feel so honored, Kate.
I do too.
So just to repeat, they can find you for everything Sister Wives, TikTok and Instagram on Sister Wives, The Unraveling, and then for all your Bachelor needs. I mean, guys, if you're Bachelor fans, you're probably already following Kelly and you don't even know you're following Kelly.
Right. So it's on Facebook. Bachelor Dishes the Dirt is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
It's amazing.
So, but my main big one is the Instagram.
Okay.
Amazing.
Incredible. Yeah, that's so great.
And I love talking with people. You're welcome. I love talking with people from there. And also the Sister Wives fans are amazing.
Oh, because see, sometimes I feel a bit bad because I am taking the mick out of all. I never touch the kids except for their names, just because I get confused with their names. But I feel badly sometimes because all of the content I post is kind of taking the piss out of, but it's Cody, so it's fine. Actually, it's fine. It's totally fine. But I mean, are there people that support Cody? Do you get people that support him?
Not as much.
That would be
very
scary.
once in a while. I will, but you know, somebody said that I was rude. I'm like, well,
just take a listen to Tender Loving Care podcast and you'll find out what's really rude. You'll find out really rude observations. That's what you can tell them next time. Kate, why don't you wrap us up, Kate, and tell all the listeners and anyone new, thank you so much for listening to us, where they can kind of find us, our Patreon, all that good stuff.
Yes. Okay. So our podcast you're listening to right now, Tender Loving Care Podcast, that is our Instagram at Tender Loving Care Podcast. We're also on Twitter, TLC Potty. We're on TikTok, Tender Loving Care Pod. We really got to get these all the same.
I know. It's hard.
And we have a Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/tenderlovingcarepod and find our bonus episodes there. You get an extra episode a week. So we are releasing one regular episode on Wednesdays. We do a bonus episode covering current 90 Day Fiance. That's also free. And then if you go over to our Patreon, we're covering right now Bravo. I mean, we're doing Love Without Borders, which is like this insane show where they drop Americans in different countries and
so good.
They don't know where they're going and they get paired up with someone to like marry. I don't know. It's really wild. And then we're going to start covering the new season of Real Housewives of New Jersey. So lots going on. Follow us on Instagram. We talk about everything there. Tender Loving Care Podcast.
Amazing, Kate. Amazing. Kelly, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone go, and if you aren't already, go and follow Kelly everywhere. She's amazing. She is our Sister Wives historian. And I feel like, Kelly, this isn't the last time the three of us are going to chat. That's what I think.
Sounds amazing. We have a little road trip to take.
Yeah.
Down to Coyote Pass.
Coyote Pass. Coyote Pass.
We'll get shirts. We should get the shirts.
Yes.
That says, "Where's the nanny?"
Exactly. Well, have a fantastic, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And yeah, go and watch Sister Wives. Just do it. Just have it on in the background. Shouts at Cody through the screen. Rejoice at all the women now being free, and enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.